Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to be talking about abstract classes and methods, and abstraction is a very important OOP principle. So the way to define an abstract class is just to use the abstract keyword before it. So I can have something like abstract class vehicle, and the rest I just need to do like any other class. I can add attributes and methods here, and now this class vehicle is abstract. Now, what it means to have an abstract class is that consider a scenario where I have two classes, car and bicycle, and I want them to have some common properties. So I inherit both these classes from a common vehicle class. But at the same time, I don't want anyone to be able to create a vehicle object in my world. So I don't want anything that's neither a car nor a bicycle. Everything that anyone makes has to be either a car or a bicycle. So in that case, I would make the class vehicle abstract. So I cannot have objects of an abstract class. And you probably got this from what I said earlier, but abstract classes can be inherited. So abstract classes cannot be instantiated, meaning that I can't make objects out of it, but they can be inherited. I can have subclasses of an abstract class, um, which use these attributes, these methods, and we can create objects of these subclasses provided they are concrete. So I can also, in some cases, have abstract methods. And what it means to have an abstract methods is that I don't provide a definition or an implementation for the method. So I can have abstract void method one, um, and this method I'll just put a semicolon at the end of it, which means that I'm not providing any implementation for it. And these abstract methods have to be inside of abstract classes. I cannot have abstract methods inside concrete classes. For example, I cannot do a abstract void fill fuel in my car class. If the car class is concrete, I'll have to provide an implementation for this method. And another thing here is that I can have subclasses of an abstract class which do not need to implement the abstract methods. So subclasses of abstract class that need not implement abstract methods must also be abstract. So I can have, let's say, a subclass of the vehicle class called the land vehicle class, and this land vehicle class is another abstract class which will have no objects in my world. So if there are any abstract methods in the vehicle class, my land vehicle class need not implement all of these methods. So these will be implemented by whichever class inherits the land vehicle class. So that's the way it works. I only need to implement abstract methods the moment I create a concrete class. So there's another point to remember about abstract classes and methods, that abstract classes uh, need not have abstract methods, need not have abstract methods. I can have abstract classes with all concrete methods, but the other way around doesn't work. So abstract methods must always uh, must always be in an abstract class. So this is another point to keep in mind. Um, and I can also have arrays of abstract classes. So I can have an array of vehicles in my world, uh, and each element of this array will be either a car or a bicycle. But also remember that no element of this vehicle class can be a vehicle itself, because I cannot have an object of the vehicle class. So let's say I do something like this, vehicle v1, This is valid because what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a pointer, a vehicle pointer. So again, Java doesn't have explicit pointers, but v1 is just a reference to a vehicle, and v1 can now hold either a car or a bicycle. Either one is fine. But doing something like this, vehicle v2 equals new vehicle. This is wrong because what I'm trying to do with the new vehicle here, this part, the right hand side of the assignment operator, is I'm trying to create an object of type vehicle and assign it to v2, and this is not a legal operation when the vehicle class is abstract. So I can't do that, but in case of an array, I could do something like vehicle array v, and then add elements to this array v, which are cars, bicycles, etc. In cases where I have other things such as, let's say, buses or something. So these are all points that we need to remember about abstract classes. And there's another concept which is very similar to abstract classes, which is interfaces. And we're going to be looking at interfaces right after this. But before that, I think it will be a good idea to have a programming session where I demonstrate these abstract classes, and I'll show you how making objects of abstract classes leads to an error. So I'll see you in the programming session then.